good examples, even if the examples are not shown previous to mom or grandma or whatever the case. You have to set your daughter in the atmosphere so that she will see good examples. And if you are a type of woman that have had situations with relationships, I feel like it's very important for a mom to show your daughter what you've gone through, because a lot of times we as women, we like to be strong and put on a strong face, and we like to show just a positive side of life. But when life actually comes and knocks on the door of your child's life when she's 22 and 23 years old, she didn't really see mom go through that. So she thinks she's, depressed or something's wrong because she didn't get a chance to see that side. So I think in order to raise a queen, you have to not only show the strong side, but you also have to show your weaknesses and your downfalls to your daughters as well.
Great points, Tamika.
So what is a queen?
The point she's saying is you have to show both sides. Were you not listening?
I was listening.
I have a sore throat. Now I heard
you got to show both sides and everything. But what I'm saying is, so like, okay, 2018 is a queen aspect, or I'm a queen, me put my crown on, everything else, right? So
let's talk about what a queen is. So let's go ahead and specify, huh?
That's why
a queen is someone who loves herself. She has self-respect for herself, self-respect for others. She has high morals. She has high standards. So these are characteristics of a queen.
Okay, so raising a daughter is how you say show both sides, showing that what you're crying, showing that you're not hiding feelings, but I'm not really understanding how you setting the examples besides showing your feelings in.
Because you're not showing that everything is always going to be perfect. A queen is not going to have a perfect life. Everything's not going to be perfect. Every category of her life is not going to show that she has no issue. A queen has to make hard decisions. She has to be a leader. That's what a queen is. It's actually a leader. They have to make hard decisions. So if you only show your daughter the bright side of being a queen, then how is she going to deal with the hard issues in life? Because they're going to come.
Right. And really, you can show her how she'll learn, Blaine, is by watching how you are during those hard times. That's how she learns.
So what is this? What is the the side chick thing? So that's like 2018. Every time I turn to BET, what's the show you like? VH1. Love and Hip Hop is showing and exploring the side chick as the person to be. Why not? I'm just saying, why not? I mean, I know the guys ain't complaining about it, but I'm just saying.
Why not what?
Why?
First of all, those are adult shows. So those are adult shows.
Yeah, but those are adult shows.
Not watching Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, those are adult shows that has a tremendous influence on kids these days. You can't go to any school and say none of the kids are watching Love and Hip Hop.
Well, they don't even have to watch Love and Hip Hop. They can watch Instagram. They can watch.
It's just the thing. Like, so what are you doing or saying to your kids or your daughters, basically, not to take half-naked pictures on Instagram for the following? What not to take half-naked anything for likes, not to be sending videos. Like, so how do you handle stuff like that? Anybody?
Okay, so let me say this part. Okay, first of all, let me go back to the first question you asked. What is a queen? In my opinion, a queen is someone who has self-respect. A queen is someone who's able to accept their ups and accept their downs and be able to handle it all with grace. A queen is someone who's able to admit their wrongs and their shortcomings and be okay with correction and able to fix themselves. A queen is someone who's more focused on becoming a better person every day instead of looking at their downfalls all the time. But a queen is also mature enough to accept that they're not perfect. So I think with knowing that, when you teach your daughters to be queens, you have to be very open with them up front with what's going on in life on their level. Because some things you can't tell a 9-year-old something you would tell a 16-year-old.
Right.
I think that with my daughters, I try my best to behave in a manner that I would want them to behave in. And I try to live my life as honest as possible before them. because sometimes it's hard to keep up with lies. So I just try to be honest about everything. Now, as far as the side chick thing, now they might, let's just be realistic. These days, our kids are watching Love and Hip Hop.
Yes.
They're not only watching Love and Hip Hop, they're watching shows like that are on Nickelodeon that still kind of exemplify the whole side chick thing. I mean, crap, you can read the Bible and hear about a side chick. I mean, come on, let's be real. The first side chick, we all know who the first side chick was. Raise your hand if you know who the first side chick was. Okay, you don't know? I'll tell you. The first side chick was, what was his name that had what was her name? That had the kid when Sarah wasn't still able not to have children.
She was a concubine.
There you go, side chick. That's why she ran away. So, I mean, we can hear about side chicks everywhere you go. It's not the fact that our children are hearing about them or seeing them. It's the fact that our society and our generation glorifies the side chick. Yes. We make the side chick look like that's the better position to be in than to be in a respectable position because of the fact that we got all these different people that are hurt. So people become side chicks in a way of protecting themselves. Side chicks is just another way of saying being a friend with benefits. Mm-hmm. And if we teach our children that that's okay, that's what they're going to do. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's just that we as adults have become so afraid to look at ourselves and fix ourselves. So we settle for positions like this. And when we settle for positions like side chick, friends with benefits, bestie situations, we're telling our children and the other ones under us it's okay to do that too. The thing is, when are we going to grow up? When are we going to become grown women and say, you know what, side chick thing is out? But men do it too. Men have side. Hold up, clean version. Men can be side piece too, and they're okay with that. That's
true, but I think guys really don't care. I mean, certain guys don't care. I'll put it like that. But I mean, from a male perspective, on the raising daughters thing, I think what men need to do, or to be more, I can't say. I'm looking for the word, but I'm getting lost in it, so I'm sorry. But so what guys need to do, I feel, is show your daughters of what love is, of what not to look for in a guy. And to me, like my concept is raising independent daughters. Period. I don't want my daughter to sit here depending on any guy because he has a good job, because he has a nice car, because he buys them things, So what I try to do is show my daughters all that now. So when they get to that age, it's not common for them. It's like, oh, that's it. My dad used to do that. Oh, right. That's it. My dad does that. So They're not sitting here and looking crazy. And with that being said, that comes another point where guys need to be involved in the daughter's life. Period.
Someone made that point in the comment.
That's a real big influence. Even though we're talking about of course, kudos to the ladies as raising daughters, but guys have a big influence on that. Like they look towards that. Me having two daughters, like they listen, they see everything, and they basically go from there. I'm that male figure that to influence them.
And it's really important. Like I saw someone else in the comment that says that girls need fathers in their lives or whatever. It's important because when I think back on my life growing up, and my dad actually used to tell me about the kind of men that will target young women who have self-esteem issues. And my dad literally used to role play with my sister and I and say, what you gonna do if a man say this to you? What you gonna do if a man does this? That stuff stuck with me. So whenever men would approach me in certain ways in life, if they didn't come correct and I started to see the signs of which my dad warned me about, I would put a red flag up. And so it is important for men to, because see, I'm going to ask this question. I'll probably ask the question later on in the show, but I want to hear the men opinion. That's why it's important for men to be involved in their children's lives and their girls' lives and boys, obviously, because when you tell girls stuff, when a father tell a girl stuff, it sticks with her. I know it did with me and my sisters. It sticks with them. So when they know that daddy said that I need to go to college, I need to get education, I need to be this type of woman, I need to be they already have an expectation in life as to what they want and what kind of man should approach them and who they're going to say yes and no to.
But see, this. Well, you saying that? I want to go to the comments. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Alana just said there's a show in Charlotte called what? The Side Chicks of Charlotte. Like it's the parent can only influence so much. Period. You can only show your daughter so much, but yet that outside influence greatly because the friends are doing it. Friends are watching. The friends are doing everything. But my thing is the media. You know what's allowed on TV now these days compared to when we was growing up. It's totally different. Look, I mean, like you said, side chicks are being glorified right now. It's side chicks in Charlotte. Then it'll be in Atlanta. Then it'll be LA. Then it'll be New York. So what are you saying? Are you telling the young girls to not love themselves? It's okay to be the third or second girl of a man that's already married, along as you're doing you and you're getting your money and he's paying for this, he's paying for that. I mean, because when you watch shows, that's what they're saying. At least that's what I see from the outside looking in. Oh, girl, well, you know what? It's okay. You can have her. Matter of fact, I watched a clip of Love and Hip Hop. I don't know the names, so I can't sit here and break down names. The dude basically had two women, and then he had I know her name, Tiara, whatever her name is.
Tiara.
Okay, so he had her, and he told Tiara that basically I'm gonna invest into all these women. Now the other two women was basically like okay with being side chicks.
One was the wife, so one is a wife, and then one is a true
She's a side chick. If it's any, mini, money, mo, guess what? You a side chick.
No. One is actually his wife, and then the other one is a side chick.
She just a side chick.
Yes, like she helps him pick out other women.
Yes, she helps him pick them out.
She just a side chick with a certificate. That's all she is.
And we don't even really know if it's a real marriage, but she's claiming to be the wife. And he goes out with the other lady. And what he does is he gets a woman for different genres in life. He gets a woman that's into fitness. He got a woman that's into fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wants Tierra because she's singing. It's really crazy. His name is Akbar, and he's on Love and Hip Hop. And so I'm afraid of stuff like that because young girls will think that's cool and that's okay. I've already seen interaction between young people.
What's his name? What's his name?
What's his name? Off bar. Some kind of bar.
A name like that. Like you can't even pronounce that.
Akbar, yeah.
Akbar.
Yep, that's his name.
It sounds like bark.
Sounds like mess. Sounds like mess they need to stay away from.
Look, for TV purposes is working. But so with that being said,
we're allowing it to work. We need to start watching that mess.
So I mean, first of all, like that I don't allow Love and Hip Hop in my house. There's no VH1 or Love and Hip Hop because like now it's crazy stuff on TV.
But you know what? Blaine, it's not just Love and Hip Hop. Scandal.
True. Oh yeah, she's the biggest side chick.
Yeah, first of all, y'all ain't talking about Olivia in front of me like that. Hey,
she's a side chick.
All right, that's Olivia. She made things happen.
Olivia is a side piece.
What?
That our taxpayers. Olivia was a side piece.
Yeah.
Sorry
to the wife.
Sorry to her.
Now Mary Jane was good because Mary Jane got called out. So I like Mary Jane.
But see, the whole thing though, okay, so what about To Get Away with Murder? She was a side chick, was she not? She just killed them?
I've never seen that show.
What is it called?
I don't even know what he's talking. I've never seen this show.
I don't know either. I ain't know either. Look, y'all just had to get off. Y'all got to get off my girl Olivia though.
She's a side chick.
She was a smart, intelligent side piece.
Avery made a comment.
She's a classy side chick.
Avery made a comment saying TV is the problem. We allow TV to raise our children to find what and who they are. Hey, good answer, Avery. You know why? Because most parents these days are too stuck in their Facebook phones or stuck on their phones instead of raising their kids and being involved with the kids or seeing what they're doing.
Too many parents are trying to be like the people they see on TV, just like their kids.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Raven said,
I'm gonna drink to that.
Raven said, my dad married my mom when she had 6 kids, and that didn't belong to him. And then he had 4 with her. And he wasn't the best father, but I have loving memories with him, and he taught me to be a lady. But there is nothing he could have said or did that would have prevented me from doing what I wanted to do. At the end of the day, you can teach your daughters to go the right way all day long, but if she want to go the left one day, just to get a sample. So basically,
but you know what? Hey, with that being said, Raven, look, my conscience is clear. If I raise my daughters a certain way, knowing that I did everything I could to lead them out of that lifestyle, you know. Now they tend to go ahead and follow behind their friends, which I teach my daughters not to be a follower, be a leader, and be different. You know, it's okay to be different. You don't gotta sit here and follow behind every little girl because they want to wear this or they want to wear that. You know, it's okay to be different, first of all. Second, like I said, you don't have to be a follower, but if she tends to go to that way when she's 18, 20 years old, she's a grown woman. All right. Now, will I say what I gotta say? You're dang right. Because guess what? You're still my daughter, and I'm gonna tell you about it. And I better not catch you on the internet because I still whoop your butt. I don't care. But with that being said, hey, I'm just saying, hey, they already know. So I mean, you can't shelter your kids.
To that point, also, I want to say, you know, to Raven's point, is that yes, you can train up a child in the way that they should go. And they may, you know, they may stray away, but that teaching that's instilled in them is not going to help them very long. Because I've had experiences growing up, and I know what my daddy taught, and I know what my daddy said, and I did go out there and play. But listen here, those values that was instilled in me, it did not leave my esteem. So my esteem still wouldn't let me settle for certain things because I knew better. And there were some things that I did make mistakes on, but trust and believe. It wasn't a situation that was a cycle that I kept doing it over and over and over. It was just something to play with some fire and then keep it moving because it was already in me, the self-respect. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I didn't want to go too much further down that road because I knew there was nothing there because my daddy had already forewarned me.
And I want to say that because I'm glad you said that because you said self-respect. So I do want to make a clear point is you can't sit here and trying to be an influence of your daughters, and you posting videos to World Star Hip Hop doing everything in the book, and you being mad why they're doing this or why they out here doing that. Like, you are the first example. You are the first role model. You are the influence on your child's life, period. All right? So when you out here doing it for likes on Facebook, doing it for the gram, you also need to realize that your daughter have access to those. And is she watching you, you know? And then you turn around, whoop her because she's doing the same exact thing you're doing, which I think is unfair because she learned it from somewhere.
That's right.
So with that being said, I do want to kind of open the lines up a little bit early and see, because I see we got a lot of comments now. I kind of want to see what everybody have to say. If somebody could post a number. So look, we're posting a number. This is your chance to go ahead and voice your opinion, speak up. But with that being said, this ain't for no 10-minute. Don't call in talk for 10 minutes either. I'll make that clear. They'll call in talk for 10 minutes. They'll call in talk for 11 minutes. They'll call in talk over 8 minutes. All right. You got about 1 minute. Say what you got to say. And I'm not trying to sound rude, but there's other callers that I want to call. But you got about 1 minute, say what you got to say, all right, and then we moving on. And I'm going to time you.
And
oh, my gosh, petty. Everybody
know it.
I want to ask a question to the men on here. Men, so if it's okay for, because, some men tend to think it's a cool thing. It's okay to have a side chick. So if it's okay to have a side chick, not all men, I'm just saying, okay, let me clarify.
Guys, if you're smart, don't say nothing. Don't say, hey, because your main chick may be watching. Don't say nothing.
And I'm gonna tell
you better be quiet.
If I know your main chick, I'm telling your main chick.
Hey, look, snitches get stitches.
So my question is,
I'm from Redford, but
how do you feel, men? Oh
snap.
Okay, hold on. I'm coming. Thank you for calling WTP. Speak up. What's your name and where you're calling from?
This is Shamila.
Hi, Shamila.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Blaine knows who I am.
Go right ahead.
But, I was saying, like, I saw something on Instagram the other day where I guess this T.I.'s famous sidekick, Bernice Burgos, was on, I guess her and her daughter were in the club together, like working, and it was on the Shade Room or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so everybody's like, oh, they cute, they cute, they cute. And I'm sitting here like, at the point where you and your daughter, whether she's grown or not, can twerk in the club together, there's clearly a breakdown in that relationship.
You're right.
Because like me as a parent, I have two teenage daughters. I have a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old. And I am like, when you guys were talking earlier about being like vulnerable with your kids and not always being strong, I'm very real. I'm very raw with my daughters because they're going to find out anyway. So I'd rather they hear it from me first. Like I'm currently going through a divorce, and the things that my daughters watched me go through at the hands of my ex-husband were profound, and it messed up our relationship for a little while. But being able to sit and have those conversations with them about what not to do and where I went wrong, and help them understand what you should not allow anyone, male or female, to do to you or say to you, has brought us closer together, but it's also put them in a position where they're accountable for the information that they have. So even if they do grow up and, you know, decide they want to live a certain way, they cannot say that they were not taught better or that they didn't know better. And I think that as girls grow up, even if they do make mistakes in their late teens, early 20s, I think at a certain point it'll register. Like, right, I'm worth more. Right. I should love myself more. And they will get it together.
Right.
Right.
Well, thank you, Shamila, for calling in, speaking up, and voicing your opinion.
Thank you.
Bye.
That was she made a good point, because a lot of times, like we've been saying the same thing, you know, when you instill these things, and she said she's very real with her daughter, and that whole Bernice thing, T.I.'s, did she say T.I.'s?
Yeah. So T.I. had a side chick. Okay, her name was Bernice.
Wait a minute, I don't think that's true.
No, it's very true. It's very true.
Mm-hmm.
That was a side chick. Well,
allegedly, thank you.
Okay,
allegedly.
Yeah. What he gonna do? Drop a diss track? Ooh.
I don't know. I like T.I. Shoot.
I like T.I. too.
We don't know.
Okay, allegedly, he was with Bernice, and from what I read, that Tiny knew about it, or whatever else, and I mean, but they've been doing this for the last like whatever, how long they've been married. So I mean, but that's the kind of stuff that's exploited to teenagers, and it's deemed okay. So I like
what Shamila said. She was like, "It's a breakdown somewhere. If mama is club shaking her tail feather with her daughter, I cannot imagine me being in a club and my mama with me. Like I could not imagine, you know, twerk mama, twerk some. No, I could not.
What?
She's in a club with her daughter twerking.
I mean, but look, first of all, her daughters are grown. They're grown women, and like that's like saying when I'm with my dad, I can't drink with him.
No, that's not the same thing in my opinion.
No, that's different.
I mean, to me it is. I mean,
so you think it's okay, Blaine?
Her daughter is grown. She's gonna twerk regardless.
But no, it's a breakdown.
Now for the mom to join in.
Okay with your daughter's mom twerking?
Got another caller. Thank you for calling WTP. Speak up. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hey, what's up? My name is Avery.
Hi, Avery. Make your comment.
Hey, what's up? My comment is very simple. I think when it comes to kids or when it comes to children, period, they become a product of their environment. And so if we raise our daughters the way they see how we react regarding to how we raise people in our home, then that's what they become. I am very strict when it comes to my daughter and everything when it comes to her life. And not just
What happened?
Hello?
Avery, are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay. So that way, when she decides to date, I want her to be like, you know what? I want to date a dude that's just like my dad. So we need to become, as fathers, we need to become more active in our daughters' lives, so that way we are raising queens.
Right.
A lot of the situations that's going on with women on TV, a lot of their problems is they don't have that father or father figure that's in their life. So therefore, they see what they see on TV. They become what they see on TV. Makes sense?
Right. That's right.
It does. It makes sense.
Thank you so much, Avery. I think that you made a great point. Thank you for calling in.
I had a question, but I mean, y'all gonna hang up.
What's up, man?
Avery,
What's your question, Blaine?
Hey, Avery, how old is your daughter?
Actually, I have a set of triplets, 2 boys and a girl, and she's 15. She'll be 16 this month.
Wow.
You said 16?
Yeah, they'll be
16.
16 this month.
Ooh.
It's triplets. Wow. Awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it goes back to how we as parents, how we treat not only our mate, but even watching who we date or who we bring home to them. Because you don't want to bring somebody who's a D class in the daughter's wife in life, and then she starts acting like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa, even for the son, you got to be careful who you bring into their life.
That's right.
Because they're going to react to whoever they are all around because they're part of the damn life.
That's
All
right.
Thank you so much for your comment and for speaking up, Avery.
Sure, no problem.
Have a good one.
Bye.
So, Avery brings up a point when he talks about, whenever they don't have an example at home, they have, they look to TV. This is one thing that I believe in. I don't believe that we should make celebrities our idols and make celebrities and TVs our, how some girls say they look up to Beyonce and all. I don't believe in that. That's just me, because I believe that mom and dad should be your role models.
Right. Exactly.
Your mom and dad might not be a good example. So that's why it's good sometimes to find a celebrity. Yeah.
Well, it's good to have a role model that you can see their life. You don't know what Beyonce is doing behind the scene. It's role models of somebody that's model their life behind. You know what I'm saying? Not just seeing her entertainment career and just seeing what she does and the money she has and her husband in the tabloids. We don't know Beyonce. You see what I'm saying?
But okay, so from that being said, but Beyonce is probably one of the few artists as of recently that carries us. Matter of fact, I'm not about going there because the whole beehive ain't about to get on me.
Oh, don't stir them up.
But what I'm saying is, from what I see, Beyonce is one of the few artists that carries herself a certain way that young girls can look up to. She's not out here in these mediocre shows. She's not doing it for the buck. She's not doing it. She's doing it to her own standard and how she wants a lot of things. So I think for like a lot of young girls to look up to her, that's good at the same time, because I mean, she's a young girl who had a dream. She did everything she wanted to. She got to what she was, and then she made her own standard up, and she doesn't accept any less from it. My thing, who you don't look up to, is the ones that's out here on Love and Hip Hop, doing it for a penny, doing it, making the drama scenes, making all the little side chick scenes and everything else that's showing that you shouldn't be them. I mean, I don't know how to say. I disagree, Blunt. What? Who disagree? Hey, why are you disagreeing? You don't disagree with me.
I don't know why anybody would even want to be a side chick.
Exactly.
I don't.
Look, because some people
You're not coming around for holidays.
You might.
What else? Somebody name something else.
You might if she
not
ain't
being
there.
the family.
And look, I read an article today. I think Blaine and I shared the article. It also said that you get ready for your plans to change all the time, because
Yeah.
lady is over here. You got to accommodate. So get ready to always be on the back burner. You could be fully dressed with your bags packed, ready to go to Hawaii, and he have to call you and say, "I can't go." Like, get ready for the entire life to fall apart. You don't have his paying attention.
Yes.
You know, so it's not. I'm sure it's not a good.
Y'all
I
laughing,
am
but
not side
hey, y'all laughing, but somebody out there feeling pretty mad at y'all.
Well, sweetie, look
Well,
at me.
you know what?
We gonna
That
pray
come
for
with being a
them.
side chick.
What'd you say, Lenny? What'd you say?
That come with being a side chick.
Mm.
So,
I can only speak for myself, but like
we have a
I
caller.
ask myself,
Welcome to WTP Speak Up. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hey, Tamika, Blaine, Lenny, Erica. This is
Hi.
Yolanda.
Hey, Yolanda.
What up?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Yolanda.
So I want to say something really quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be transparent for 1 second.
Okay.
1 second over.
First time in my committed relationship with my husband, he cheated.
Mm-hmm.
It tore my inner soul into a million pieces. So a side chick has no respect from me now that I'm married. And forgive me if I sound stuffy, I got a cold. But a side chick has zero respect from me, because when you are intervening on a marriage, no matter how happy it is or how bad it is, it's not for the husband to decide, well, let me find somebody on the outside to please me because what I have at home isn't doing enough. Because the first thing is you should have a communication where you're talking to her or you're talking to him and you're saying, well, this isn't working for me, or can we do this different, and let's work some things out before you just jump out and add somebody into our relationship that I don't know about. Because some women are cool with it, but I am not. So we graduated from that. But let me just say to all the men that are on the podcast, please understand and know, a side chick is in no way, shape, or form appropriate or acceptable when it comes to a relationship. And that's all I got to say, y'all.
Oh, no. Don't walk off. No. Oh, no. You don't call in. About, you go off. No, don't work like that. So, my question to you is, you have a daughter, right?
No, I have 2 boys.
Oh, you have boys.
Yeah, I have 2 boys, but I do have 2 first cousins. They're not my children, but they're younger than I am, and I'm close to them. So maybe your question I can still answer, because I do have females that are close to me.
Because so if your son, I'm gonna switch the question. So if your sons had side chicks, what would you do?
I've already explained to my 16-year-old, because my sons are 16 and 2. So I've already explained to my 16-year-old. He has just started dating for the first time seriously, if you can date seriously at 16. But anyway, he has just started dating, and I have explained to him that as a woman's point of view, you date one person at a time, and if you become uninterested in that person, you explain it to them and you move on. It probably will be hurtful to that person if they're into you, but it's better to tell the truth than be caught in a lie.
Right.
That's it.
Look,
that is
Everybody got side chicks ain't lying though.
Hey, are you? Man, look, your son's 16 years old. They probably went one ear out the other.
Well, that's okay, because
you're probably right, but my job is to give them instruction. Now, whether they take those instructions and abide by them is up to them. But I want him to know that it's hurtful to have someone in your life and then you choose to give somebody else some of your attention. It's very hurtful.
Right.
Well, thank you, Yolanda.
That's true. Thank you for calling in, though. And look, 10 years from now, call in and let me know how many side chicks he had.
Whatever, Blaine.
Okay, y'all. Good night.
Good night, Yolanda. Blaine, don't speak that on her in the name of
Rebuke it, Tamika. Rebuke it. Okay.
We're not doing that. Also, so remember, guys, I was going to ask a question and the phone rang. So for all the men out there that is in the comments,
no guy's gonna call in and tell me he had a side chick.
No, come on, Blaine. Let me talk first, and then you'll know what I'm saying. How would you feel if your daughter was a side chick?
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, I can tell you.
Okay, hold on, Blaine. Blaine, don't you give your opinion yet. Okay, not yet. So, men, fellas, Okay, if it's okay, or if you just allow yourself to even or even entertain the idea of having a side chick or messing around with another woman outside of your committed relationship, how would you feel if your daughter entertained the same idea of being the side chick? So if some of you all are in the comments right now, let me know how you feel about somebody. Nora said, I can't afford a side chick. My God. So if you were in the comments, let us know. Now, Blaine, take it away. How would you feel if your daughters, because you have 2, right?
Oh, I got 2.
Tell us. Go ahead on, Pastor Blaine.
Let me let you know why. Yeah. No, but anyway, I mean, my daughters know how I am. They know I really don't tolerate. But time they get to that age, I don't think that will ever come up or be a problem because I'm gonna tell them everything about guys. First of all, I am a guy. I mean, I'm gonna tell them all the moves, everything they're gonna tell you, everything they're gonna whisper in your ear. Whatever else needs to be said, I'm gonna tell it. And then anyway, I gotta meet every guy. Y'all saw Bad Boys. Guess what? We're gonna answer the door. We're gonna be, can't say on here, but it's gonna be some problems. And everybody's taller than me, so I ain't worried. Don't say nothing about my height, Lenny. I see how you looking at me.
Oh my goodness.
I got tall friends. We gonna be surrounding them and everything else. You best believe it.
But Blaine, you haven't answered her question. So what would you do if you found out one of your daughters was a side chick?
I mean, I'll talk to her. I'll tell her. I ask her. I have a serious conversation. Sit her down one-on-one, and I'll say, "Hey, what's going on with this guy?" And she, of course, when she tells me, I'll tell her the truth. Like, hey, he's lying to you, and this is what's going on. Look for these key things if he's doing it. Or I ask her, is he doing these key things? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and hide it from my daughter what he's doing. And then once that's going, she notifies it, say call him and invite him over.
No, if she told you she's a side chick.
Like,
No. Oh, she told me she was a side chick? Oh.
Yeah.
No. She changing her last. No. She changing her last name.
She was changing her last name. Lord have mercy.
Oh my goodness.
I thought he said something else. I'm sorry.
No.
So,
I really want to make her change her last name, but I really have a serious conversation with her. I mean, only I can do is talk to her. I can't force her to do anything that I want her to do. But at the end of the day, I'll tell her how much hurt she's going to go through, how much pain she's going to go through, how many tears she's going to shed, and try to save her everything that I've seen or, women's been through. And I'll refer her to, friends, family, whoever has been through that. I mean, that's all I can do as a dad. I can't do anything else besides that.
I know my daughter better not come tell me, Mama, I'm a side chick. What?
What would you say, Lenny?
It's not PG.
Listen, Velma, our good friend Velma.
Hey, Velma.
Is in the comments.
Velma, you ain't getting no high from me.
Blaine, don't even let me your comment first. Velma said,
I got my blanket just in case.
Velma said, aside from teaching our girls how to love themselves and how to be queens, we also have to teach them not to be gullible. Somebody commented and moved up.
Come on,
there
Velma.
are a lot of good girls. There are a lot of good girls who have good fathers, good role models that fall into the side chick category, and oftentimes they don't even know that they were that.
Ooh.
There is a difference, she said, between knowing you are a side chick and welcoming that behavior versus falling in love with a guy and not knowing what questions to ask and the signs that you could be a side chick. Perfect example is the Tiara issue on Love and Hip Hop that she did not know he was married or his lifestyle. Her friends investigated that and she thought he was all hers. So
great point.
That's a very, very good. I applaud you. That's amazing.
Velma, great point.
I think that just about 5 out of 10 women can probably say they have experienced being in a situation where they were the side chick and didn't know it.
Because the men lie. Yep.
Because men lie. And then sometimes
women lie too.
That's true. But then you also have women that may not know it in the beginning, but then once they find out, they allow it to continue.
Exactly.
Simply because they don't want to be lonely. And that's one thing about with my daughters. I try to teach my daughters to know how to be okay with being single. Mm-hmm. Like my teenage daughter, she's 14, but or even my god sister. Like a lot of times their friends pressure them into liking boys and all this kind of stuff. And I try to tell them, it's okay to be by yourself too. You don't have to settle for something. Right. I think that's what it is. A lot of women do not want to be alone, so they will settle for whatever position they're allowed to have.
But why?
It works. I don't know why people do that. Well, you know what? I do know why.
Low self-esteem.
It's not always low self-esteem.
I think it's other things other than low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem has if you don't feel good about yourself, and if you don't feel like you have anything going on, and then you have this man, it gives you some sense of worth. So self-esteem does play a part of that.
That might, but I think there are some cases, like, for example, you might have a person, like, for example, like a person that's used to having someone, like someone who's just coming out of a marriage. Like, for example, when I was married for 10 years. So that was all I knew in my adult life. So to be honest with you, when I first came out of my marriage, I didn't know how to just to date. I wanted companionship. I wanted that. But if I was like a weak-minded person, I could see how it would have been easy for me to just accept any role simply because I didn't know how to be alone. So it's not that I had self-esteem issues. It could just be that I wasn't ready to be alone. I don't have self-esteem is definitely not an issue I have.
So women coming out of marriages were basically easier to pursue.
No, she was just using it as an example.
I know. You know how I am though.
But man, I you know what, Blaine? Seriously, I hate to ever agree with you. Ugh. But I will say there are easy target. Depending on how
emotional vulnerability
led up to it.
The emotional vulnerability.
It seems like from the comments, a lot of people are agreeing to not agree. Chelsea just said not necessarily. Well, don't say not necessarily. You ain't saying nothing else. But
not necessarily what, Chelsea?
That's what I'm saying. Like not necessarily what. So, hey, you can call in. Hey, someone post that number. Chelsea, call in then.
I just did.
So, with that being said, Lenny says it feel like women coming out of marriages are easier targets because they're used to companionship. And I'm looking at a read thing. I'm sorry. I don't know about that. I just think.
Man, you said it too.
I mean, I said it, but at the same time, I'm
not saying all women. Hold up.
Okay, there we go. I know some women just are just like hateful.
Yeah, you got some women come out real bitter. Like, bro, I would be very honest and say, I would open up and say, like, my mom was very bitter. Like, she wasn't angry, but like she was hurt and she was bitter. Me on the other side, I was just happy to be free. Like, you don't want me? Oh, boy, what's next? But then I have some people that are very unsure of themselves. So it's like it depends on what led up to the whole split. You know what
I will say whenever.
So with that being said, how do you help your daughter though? How do you keep her?
How do I help my daughter? I keep teaching my daughter
from getting in the same shoes. Because the whole thing is about raising. The reason
why your mom left is because she had standards, and your mom is not I'm a very selfish person when it comes to my man, and I don't like sharing with different people.
So, but do you actually tell them that? Do you actually tell them that straightforward, or you just like let them grow up, and then when that time comes, you have that conversation with them?
Think about who you're talking to. I'm very.
Oh, Lenny, yeah, you're blunt. You're blunt on everything.
I tell my daughter, like, look, your mom left because I don't like sharing and I don't like being disrespected. I'm a good person. I deserve to be treated better than that. And once I realized that I had to treat myself better, that's why I decided to exit from that situation.
You know,
I tell my kids that the best way to teach someone how to treat you is they learn how to treat you by how you treat yourself.
All right, I do want to go to the comment again because actually I've been through what Avery just said. So he said some women enjoy being side chicks because they don't want to be tied down yet don't want to be lonely. So with that being said, there's plenty of women when you go out. Well, I'm not gonna go into go out, but when you meet them, whatever, and they don't want to be tied down, they agree with being side chicks. What do you think that has to do with it, though? Like, what does that? I understand you don't want to be lonely, but at the same time, why would you?
I actually think that being lonely still ties into low self-esteem.
Thank you, Tamika. It really does.
Of loneliness still ties into low self-esteem because I think don't understand their strength of being alone. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be strong and be alone. And I think that the loneliness, the enemy talks to their mind and begins to share with them, oh, you're alone. You see everybody else holding hands. You see this relationship doing this. You see that, whatever. I truly think that still falls in the category of low self-esteem.
It does.
You say that you don't want to be alone. Why can't you be alone? I used to ask my friend this. I am a married woman, okay? And I completely can have my husband to go with me anywhere I want, as far as dates or whatever. I go to the movies by myself. If he don't want to see something that I want to see, I go by myself. I'll go to a nice restaurant dinner and sit down and eat by myself. I have no problem with being by myself and doing certain things. But I have encountered women who do. I ain't going to a restaurant sitting down by myself and eating, so, and I'm like, why? Why don't you like your own company?
Right.
That's a self-esteem issue in my opinion.
It is. And to tie off on what Lenny was saying, whenever I got out of my divorce, when you get a divorce, it leaves you in a confused state. You start thinking about, oh, well, maybe I should address this way, or maybe if I would have worn my hair this way. So it does play with your self-esteem. And so when you're out there now, you're single, you are lonely. And if you're not strong, because of you having your self-esteem not being high, you will just be with anybody and you will settle for anything. So I think self-esteem is the major key, like Tamika was saying.
But on the flip side of it, I'm going to play the other side of that too, because, yeah, the girls went through a lot of growing. But I will say this too, that when Blaine said something about women want the position or something like that, there are some women who just don't want a relationship but have an itch they want to get scratched. Is that clean enough?
Whew. Yeah,
we grown. Cool. We grown. Okay, yeah. So there are some women, and I have some friends that are very professional women who are career driven. They're not necessarily. I wouldn't necessarily consider them to be a side chick. I would just say that they are the type of women who don't want to be in a complete relationship because they don't want the full investment. They just want to be able to crack the case open, the glass case, whatever they feel convenient.
But Yolanda made a good point in the comment. She said there's plenty of men. Why mess with a married man?
Nobody said it was a married man to begin with. That's
or somebody in a relationship. That's what makes it a side chick.
A man in a committed relationship. If you want the itch that can get scratched, go find a man that don't have anybody.
There it is.
It ain't committed if he got a side chick.
Well, committed relationship in regards to maybe.
Yeah. So basically, what she's saying is, why you can't find a guy that's not in a relationship? Why do you have to go up pursue a guy that's in a relationship?
Half the time, people in relationships are not. Everybody's so secretive, trying to keep their life private when it's not. Yeah, private.
I mean, Velma said that too. Maybe she didn't know, and maybe that wasn't told. So
that's a different type of side chick.
To that.
Yeah. But there are some women who want to compete with the main woman, and so it's a challenge.
No, that's not competing. They want the spot.
Right.
By all means necessary. They want that spot.
Right. So, you have to, this is where we have to really drive information to our children, because you got to let them know every end of the perspective. You got to let them know there's men that'll trick you and lie to you. You got, like I said, men, it's important for you to be in your girls', daughters', sons' lives, because you need to teach them about every end of the perspective, because they don't need to be so gullible to a point that, they're settling saying, well, I want to compete with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I bet you I can get him from her. No, sweetie. You're playing.
Not even that. I say that Parents need to be involved, period. I mean, I do know some women. I got a close friend that she was on earlier named Mel. I always pronounce her last name wrong because I'm just country. But her name is Mel. And you know, her mom raised 3 daughters, and Mel's doing everybody's doing extremely good, period. And it wasn't a male influence. But I think those are like where circumstances when stuff like that happens, you know. In general, was a mom involved? Yes, she was directly involved, probably involved, maybe extremely. I mean, I think parents just need to be involved, period. You got to be involved in the Facebook, the social media. You just can't. You may say it's controlling whatever else, but, you know, it benefits them in the long run. I'm not saying to keep your child in the house in a room with bars on it or anything like that. But at the same time, you got to know what your kid is doing. You got to know who's influencing them. You got to know who's talking to them. For example, my daughter, she's a teenager now. All right. So when we moved to Charleston and everything, she had got a phone. She had a phone, cell phone, everything. Did I ever have to worry about boys calling her phone? No. But come to find out, a boy was calling her phone. Now, her mom found out and told me. All right. Then that's what the co-parenting works. Just let everybody know that's watching. All right. Because you ain't together don't mean you can't make it work. Now, she called me to let me know some boy was calling her at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and she was entertaining it. All right. Did it get shut down? Oh, it got shut down because they put crazy dad on the phone with the boy, and the boy ain't called back. But at the same time, that's things that you got to be aware of, things you got to watch out for. Your daughter staying up late at night. Why are you staying up late? The TV's off. There's nothing on 3 o'clock in the morning you should be watching. You know, it's certain things you have to do and be aware of that's abnormal out of your child's behavior, period. You know, if they're sitting here, oh, no, I'm good. I ain't going out no more. Or I want to stay in my room, close the door. Why you close the door for? You know? No, I'm just saying, for examples, some parents are very carefree, let the child close the door. Mm-hmm. All right, whatever. You got to pay attention to that stuff, you know?
Right.
That's my opinion on it. I mean, but.
You know, I tell my daughter, as a matter of fact, I just told her this 2 days ago. You know, my mom used to say, the only thing after 10 o'clock that's open.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. I think we all know that one.
The only conversation that people are going to have after 10 o'clock, y'all know the rest of that too. Yep. So I tell my daughter, you know, you might just go ahead and hand me your phone at night and not charge it in my room. Because first of all, nobody will need to be calling you after 10 o'clock. First of all, you need to be in the bed or somewhere studying. And like I tell her, you know, anybody who's going to disrespect your house, to me, it's disrespectful to call someone's house anyway after a certain time of night. Yes. And anyone who is going to disrespect your house is going to disrespect you. And then another thing I teach my kids, we have house phones. We very old school. We got a house phone number. They got a house phone number. So when you come home, if someone wants to talk to you from your school, your friends, they need to call you at home. No text messaging, no DM it, no. Call and have an actual verbal conversation with that person. And I also teach them, because you never know, people can get you caught up in situations you don't want to be in with all the text messages and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Screenshotting is real. And then, like with my daughter, my 9-year-old has a phone, but she's very limited on what she can have on the phone, you know. And my teenager has a phone, but do I check it? Honey, I check everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that, because you know what? When you got parents,
I'll pay for it.
Yeah, you paying for it. Look, guess what? You don't got a phone. It's my phone. Exactly. You don't got a room. That you actually, that's temporary.
And if I see a conversation I don't like, what were you talking about? Who's this? Mm-hmm. And why are you talking? Like, I don't. Because that's my way of teaching her how to have conversations and how to react and how to whatever with her friends.
Well, look, I'm before we close it out, I'm gonna let the next 10 minutes, because we actually went past our limit. We're gonna do next 10 minutes call-ins. So if you got post a number, we're gonna do last 10 minutes call-in, and I'm gonna say this to the guys: if you got a daughter, one of my things I'm gonna start doing now personally is my daughter's at the teenage years. where we know boys is going to be influenced on them tremendously. So me as a father, my intent is to take them out on dates now. Take my daughters out on dates, show them how it is to be treated, open the door, you know, tell them the things they need. Well, not they need it here, that they should know already. And just treat them right, you know, because when they get to that age and they're 18 and nobody never opened a door for them, nobody's ever told them they're pretty. No one ever say, hey, your hair looks good. Then guess what's going to happen? They're going to be influenced. They're going to be manipulated. And then they're going to come to you crying and asking you why, you know. So to avoid that, you need to start that process. So
that's true.
Once again, you can call in at 828-799-0444 and voice your opinion for the last 8 minutes now before we get off air.
I also want to say this. Children learn mainly from what they see as well. So my parents have been married for over 30 years. And I used to watch how my dad took care of my mom, how he treated my mom. And that always made me want that same thing. So your actions are what your children are going to learn from, more so what you do.
I totally agree.
I know I do a lot of Snapchatting and Instagram, and you guys would be surprised at how many young girls are up at 11 and 12 o'clock at night live.
And that's what I'm talking about, being involved.
And belly out, shaking. I'm talking about these girls are like 11 and 12 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And I see this stuff because I have a slew of little girls following me because I do a lot of dance makeup and stuff like that for girls that are in dance courses. And so they follow me on social media and I follow them back. And I'm like, where's your mom? Why are you up here twerking at 11 o'clock at night? And I mean, this little girl had like 600 views. All kinds of men was in her live.
Oh my gosh.
And she was no more than 12 years old. Right. This is why, like, you know, Lenny was saying, you need to check your children's phone, check what they're doing. Sometimes stop giving them so much freedom and I have a little sister. She's 13 years old. Let me tell you something. I'm that bugaboo sister. I'm the big sister that check in on everything. And let me tell you, they make multiple accounts. They have an account over here. They change. They do all of this because they think they be slick. But what you got to do, you got to find out as a parent how to be hip. Look up the terms. What's the words that they using? What's the
emojis too? The emojis is a big thing.
Emojis is huge. On Snapchat, oh my God, like so much I see. Yeah. And so parents, you got to keep your nose open because your kids are doing stuff under your nose that you don't even realize. And look, if you letting them take their phones to bed with them at night, they might be up twerking in the camera and you sleep.
Yo, you know what? I saw that the other day. It was a swim party. It's actually on Warstar. She was twerking. The dad saw it, and yeah, he beat her there on live and everything else to let everybody see it. Now, my thing is, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be consequences, but at the same time, don't do something to get yourself locked up. Don't do something that's so stupid as a parent that you go ahead and beat your child on live, and then you wondering why you in jail. All
don't be Tommy from Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, you know.
You know what? Yeah, right now, because she went to school and slammed her daughter into the locker, didn't she? Is that what she did, Erica?
Yeah. Or something.
Even with my cheerleaders.
She put her hands on her.
Go ahead, Lenny.
I coach cheerleading for a middle school, right? And even with my cheerleaders, in order for them to be on my squad, I have to have access to their Instagrams and their Snapchats. And what I do is because what they're going to do, they're going to brag because they're on my squad because my squad is the bomb like that. I'm just saying. But like they put, I'm a cheerleader. Okay, so now you represent me because people know I coach this. Okay, so if you do that, I didn't have access to what you're doing. And I will call them out. I will screen record, send it right to their parent. You know what your child did at 2 o'clock in the morning? And I'm slick just like I set up other accounts too. And they think I'm their friend. And I'll be looking like, okay, yep, saw that too. And I will call you out. But that's just me. I'm that type of person. But on the flip side, I'm correcting them, but I'm also giving them an example.
Yep.
And then I also set standards. I set guidelines and standards like I don't allow my cheerleaders to follow me. That's
you don't allow who?
I don't allow my cheerleaders to follow me on Instagram and on my social media.
Your children or you said cheerleaders?
My cheerleaders or my kids. Why do they need to follow me? Even though I'm not doing anything inappropriate, but I'm not your best friend. I'm your parent and I'm your coach.
I don't know.
And
I follow my daughter on her
I don't
Instagram.
allow them
that is not what she said, Blaine. She said she don't allow them to follow her. She
Right.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well,
but they don't need to be up on my stuff, liking my pictures, even though, I mean, I have nothing inappropriate on there, but I'm an adult. I don't want them to get the lines confused that we're friends, we're buddies. No, we're not buddies. I'm your coach and I'm your mom.
Oh, you made a good point, and that's where the confusion comes in. I don't want to keep this going, but guess what? Is that what you said? You are parents and not friends. I think a lot of parents confuse the two. I am not your best friend. I am not your friend. When you get 18, you get 20, yes, then we can be friends. Until then, I am raising you so you can get on your own 2 feet and do what you need to do when you get out my house. Until then, we ain't friends. And I think 2018, 17, 16, we got kids having kids. And guess what? Everyone want to be a friend. Everybody want to hype each other up for a twerk team. Everybody want to do it for the likes, the gram, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's the issue of the day. You know, you got kids having kids, and and that's basically the issue. You ask me.
Yep.
There's no maturity at all.
Let what's her name? Bernice and her daughter. Like, are you mom and daughter, or are y'all twerking friends at the club? Like, I don't understand that.
Oh no.
I mean,
you can be an adult, that's fine, but I just still think that's weird for me. It's weird. I'm an adult, and I don't care if my mom, my mom could never club and party with me. No.
I think that it's important as parents that we set standards for our children, set standards for ourselves, and live out those standards. And also teach them how to figure out what's good for them and what's bad for them by asking the right questions. Like, for example, helping them determine what they want in their atmosphere and what they don't. Like, with my kids, I question them about things. Like, for example, my daughter likes this new song called "I'll Take Your Man" by City Girls. I take your man. And like, she's jamming. And it's a catchy beat. And so I asked her, I said, okay, so what you getting out of the song? Like, what is the song doing for you? Like, what is it? Is it helping you anyway? Like, is that what you want? You want somebody to take your man? Like, I make her think about what she's saying. Then I also make them think about what you're watching. Like, every time you turn this on, you're supporting that. So even if you don't like it, then don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you, like Cardi B said it best, you haters don't like me, but every time you listen to my music, I'm getting paid off of you. So if you don't like it and it's not something that you want in your atmosphere, don't support it. Don't turn it on. Don't listen to it. Don't wear it. Just don't. And so I think as parents, we have to teach them how to set standards for themselves, and teach them how to stand firm by the standards that they're setting for themselves. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense. And with that being said, we are about to end our show of WTP Speak Up Podcast. Today was Raising Queens or Side Chicks. I think we covered that for about a good hour plus now. With that being said, I do want to say something to Darisha. I think that's a good topic too. Something we might cover is when your child is it okay
when is
become
it
your
okay?
child's friend?
When is it okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see it from all the way back here, so I had to. Yeah, so that might be a topic we cover. But until then, I like to thank everybody for tuning in, watching the show, and we'll catch y'all next week. And deuces. That's it.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.